In this video, we'll try to figure out when a woman's friend will get out of jail. Hi everybody, I'm Sue Allen Clayton. Welcome to my channel where we're learning how to read tarot one card at a time. In today's reading, we'll be using a 3-card spread to look at the timeline for someone being released from jail. I will be using the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot, and there is a link below. This question was posted anonymously online, and it said, quote, "Will he be out of jail in 2 months?" The querent gave no other information. I'm going to assume this is a friend, and for simplicity's sake, I will call him Jared. The querent drew 3 cards. The querent did not mention using a spread. However, I will be using a 3-card spread to figure out the likely outcome of the release from jail. Card number 1 looks at what is working in Jared's favor. The querent drew the Page of Wands. Card number 2 looks at what is working against Jared. The querent drew the Knight of Wands. Card number 3 looks at the likely outcome relating to Jared's release from jail. The querent drew the Page of Pentacles. First, let's answer the question. It's very easy to answer a yes-no question in tarot. You count the upright cards, which represent yes, and the reversed cards, which represent no. It can get a bit more complicated if the reversed card is more positive than the upright card, but that's not the case here, and the majority wins. As you can see, we have 3 upright cards, so the answer is yes, he will get out of jail in 2 months. Let's begin with my first impression. The first thing I noticed is that the reading is all court cards, specifically pages and knights. Pages are essentially the children of the deck. They are eager to learn and can symbolize a new phase in your life. They can also be like your annoying little brother in that they want to be with you, but don't have the social skills to make them a really good companion. Knights are the adolescents of the deck. I often compare them to frat boys. They have a lot of enthusiasm and move quickly. However, their impulsivity and somewhat immaturity can get them into trouble. I feel like Jared went to jail when he was very young or very naive. His actions weren't thought through and got him into trouble. I think that still might be the case, as the Knight of Wands is the most impulsive of all the knights. We also see a progression from Wands in the first 2 cards to Pentacles. Wands represent the element of fire. They're all about action and, with pages and knights, impulsivity. Pentacles represent earth energy. This shows that Jared has slowed down and become more grounded. I feel like the first 2 cards show Jared in prison. There's a very desolate background. The Page of Pentacles is shown in a more lush place. I think this represents a new beginning after Jared is released from prison. Now let's look at each card individually. Card number 1 looks at what is working in Jared's favor. The querent drew the Page of Wands. According to Wikipedia, pages were attendants to a nobleman, knight, or governor. Once they turned 7, their parents would send them to a castle or the estate of a noble family. Pages would work for about 7 years, and their jobs included running messages, serving, cleaning clothing and weapons, and learning the basics of combat. I think that Jared was really young when he went to prison. It's a minor arcana card, so I don't think he's in there for anything too serious. I think his crime was likely that he was too trusting and did something like sell drugs or stole something without fully realizing what he was doing. In terms of being a prisoner, in the beginning, I think that Jared was really eager to learn everything he could. He was okay on laundry duty or kitchen cleanup because he had a natural curiosity and knew that the skills would be helpful. If he caused a problem, it was due to immaturity and not because he was malicious. We can see Jared holding a wand in both hands and being focused on the buds. Wands are about action, and Jared really does want to learn. Even in prison, he's full of curiosity, enthusiasm, energy, ideas, and excitement for life. I think that his fellow prisoners really liked him. Another quality of the Page of Wands is that they love to be the center of attention. I think that Jared finds a way to have fun and inspires lightness in his fellow prisoners. In summary, Jared has a lot working in his favor. He's curious, eager to learn, and fun to be with. He hasn't caused any problems that can't be blamed on him being young or naive. Card number 2 looks at what is working against Jared. The querent drew the Knight of Wands. Well, the last card showed Jared when he entered prison. I believe that the Knight of Wands shows how Jared is now. Knighthood generally occurred between the ages of 18 and 21 in an elaborate ceremony. As I mentioned earlier, I always think of knights as being the fraternity brothers of the court. They were well educated and well off, but their testosterone levels would overpower their brains. The Knight of Wands tells us that Jared has incredible energy, confidence, and passion, but doesn't always stop to think about the consequences of what he's doing. This causes him to make impulsive, spur-of-the-moment decisions. Add to that the fact that Jared has red hair. That's not a surprise choice, as redheads are considered to be hot-headed and dramatic. Except for his armor, everything about this card is the color of fire and represents passion, drive, and a fiery personality. So I think that Jared's last period in jail hasn't been quite as smooth as his early years. When he gets fired up about something, he takes action. That could be fighting with a fellow inmate who cuts in front of him in the cafeteria line, or getting angry at a guard who won't let him go outdoors to the exercise yard in a thunderstorm. On the upside, Jared is charismatic, passionate, full of energy, and happy to be the center of attention. He is still relatively young, so I think that some of his actions might be excused based on his youth. In summary, I think that Jared might be seen as being aggressive or combative, and this will work against him in terms of getting out of jail. You've made it this far in the video, and I wanted to stop and ask a favor if you're not already a subscriber, and that is to please hit the subscribe button. It's free for you, and it will also help me to grow this channel. Plus, it means that you won't miss anything. Thanks so much, and if you're already a subscriber, I truly appreciate your ongoing support. Now let's get back to the video. Card number 3 looks at the likely outcome relating to Jared's release from jail. The querent drew the Page of Pentacles. Like the Page of Wands, the Page of Pentacles is young, inquisitive, excited, and mostly eager to please. He's also still a child, so he can be reactive, immature, and make poor decisions because he doesn't know any better. This card tells me that Jared has been released from the stark background of the prison and back into the world. He's no longer got the confidence of the knight that we saw previously. He's back to the more childlike, I have to figure this out energy of a page. Outside of prison, Jared has lost his armor and is no longer protected from the outside world. He's feeling young and vulnerable. Pentacles are about the physical world, and I believe that Jared will find an outdoor job as some kind of a laborer. He is gentle, careful, and slow-moving. Jared loves being outdoors and is deeply connected to Mother Earth. Jared is curious about the natural world, grounded, hardworking, and very physical. He will take full advantage of this new opportunity and become a valued worker. In summary, as we can see by the yellow sky, Jared's future is bright. He will work hard and enjoy doing physical labor, likely on a farm. In summary, this reading looked at whether Jared would be released from jail in 2 months. We looked at the upright and reversed cards, and the answer was yes. Card number 1, the Page of Wands, looks at what was working in Jared's favor. We determined that he didn't commit that serious of a crime and, in the beginning, was a model prisoner. Card number 2, the Knight of Wands, looked at what was working against Jared. Over the years, Jared has shown himself to be a bit more hot-headed. He's been aggressive with other prisoners and combative with the guards. Card number 3, the Page of Pentacles, looked at the likely outcome relating to Jared's release from jail. The background shows Jared away from the stark background of the prison, so we know he has been released. I think that he has a bright future working outdoors. He has to regain his confidence and relearn what life is like on the outside, but he is also hardworking and will embrace his new life. I hope this video will help you with your tarot readings. Please leave a comment if you'd like to share what you've learned. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.